Bohemians win again. 6 wins in 7. The remarkable turnaround for Alan Reynolds' side continues. Bohemians, who lost 6 of their opening 9 games of the season, are red hot right now. And from a Shelbourne point of view, without their manager who was suspended this evening, it's now 3 losses in 4. Major setback for the defending champions, but Bohemians very much on the march, and it's the Bohemian supporters who are full voice. Dayle Rooney with a first half penalty. Shelbourne, who finished the match with 9 players on the field after having 2 players sent off, and also a member of their coaching staff. Disappointment, heartbreak for Shelbourne, but the good times continue for Bohemians. He's not smiling too much, Alan Reynolds, but he will be absolutely delighted. Bohemians win again. It has finished at Dayle Park. Bohs 1, Shells 0.
Yeah, I bet he is smiling inside, Alan Reynolds. They've been the kings of the late goals, Bohemians, but they were defending resolutely against 9 men to avoid conceding a late goal. They did it successfully. As Bernard said there, it is 6 wins in their last 7 for Bohemians. But it was a bad night for Shelbourne. It was all down to that penalty, won and scored by Dayle Rooney in the first half. The resulting red card was followed by another one in the second half. Bohs have won 1-0. Analysis and reaction after the break. Now, if you've been enjoying the League of Ireland action over the last few months, there is lots more on the way over the months to come. On Monday, it's Shelbourne against Drogheda United. Shell's looking to bounce back from defeat tonight, of course. Then next Friday, we're with Pats. Big game for them tonight. More of that anon. They are home to Waterford. And then Bohemians, great win for them this evening in our live game. And they're taking on Derry City on Friday the 30th. And then after that mid-season break, we'll be back with Shells and Shamrock Rovers. Back to tonight. Well, he won the penalty and he scored the penalty. He used to play for Shelbourne, but he's playing for Bohs now. Attacker Dayle Rooney, chosen as the SSE Airtricity Player of the match. He's speaking to Bernard O'Toole.
Dayle, against your former club, you enjoyed that?
Yeah, delighted. 3 points, that's what we came for, so happy to get the 3 points.
Remarkable turnaround in your season, remarkable form. It continued against the defending champions tonight. What do you put this turnaround down to?
Yeah, it's gone well. Just, belief. We obviously got a couple of nice late goals and results, so hope we can keep it going now.
So much to unpack, of course, in that game. Talk to us about the penalty incident, because, of course, you won the penalty first and foremost and then put it away. Talk to us about the winning of the penalty first.
Yeah, the manager spoke all week about being intense and pressing high, and thankfully we got a reward for it.
Did you feel it was a penalty when the challenge came in from Mark Coyle?
Yeah, definitely. I actually thought that Robbie was going to give Mark a yellow, but I knew it was a red card, goal scoring opportunity, so it's all right.
So you step up, face Conor Kearns, chance of your first goal of the season, and put it away really well?
Yeah, I haven't scored this season. The manager's been on me, so delighted to get off the mark.
What did the manager say at half time? Because, of course, they had a player sent off, another player sent off in the second half, but it was still nervy enough towards the end. Yeah,
we knew we had to be calm and just deal with the game and manage it, and I thought we've done that well.
What can you achieve this season? Because that's now another win. You're the red hot form in the league. What can you achieve?
We just got to keep going game by game. I don't know results tonight, what way they went, but I don't know where we are at the table. But hopefully we can just keep on. Well,
you're the SSE Airtricity Player of the match. Congrats again.
Thanks very much.
Well done. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, just fans of narratives there as we see the full time stats. Despite being down to 9 men, Shells did create chances towards the end there, but Bohs with the greater threat, as you'd imagine, having that numerical advantage for most of the game. Fans of narrative and storylines, Eoin, Dayle Rooney was in the press during the week in advance of this game, talking about the fact that he was let go by Damien Duff as Shelbourne when Duffer came in. He actually said he said I'd probably thank him because it sort of kicked him on as a player, and he'd sort of got to bigger and better things. All the same, must be a pretty sweet moment for that.
No, absolutely, yeah. Like sometimes players they'll take one step backwards to take 2 steps forward, and he's certainly done that. He's done very well at Drogheda before he got his move to Bohs, and he was excellent tonight. Like he probably definitely was the most creative player on the pitch, probably the most inventive. You'd see when you get into the final third here, trying to play through balls when he was getting in. He was unlucky there with the dummy from James Clark. He was great. He pressed Conor Kearns. Just previous to this as well, it was winning throw-ins, getting high up the pitch when he could. again, like there was great runners off him. Obviously they went with James Clark up front, which means like he dropped very deep and they were like third men running. Again, Tierney running in behind there, but he has the bravery to play that pass through from him. And again here he just puts Coyle under pressure. Does excellent, and then like shields the ball so well to make sure that the penalty's conceded, and then obviously takes his penalty very well. Good conviction behind it into the corner. And then the second half again, like when he gets into this final third with that left foot, you know he's got that great delivery. James Clark, it's an excellent ball in between the two centre backs, right in the middle of the goal. It's better. I thought this was going to hit the back of the net. He's in a great position, just holds back. Great little knockdown from Tierney, and he keeps it low and hard, and it's a good save from Cairns. Again, that left foot is delivery off set pieces. He was a real threat.
Okay, kind of remarkable that was his first goal of the season. You see the quality that he has. Having said all that, Brian, if Shells had a scrapped an equaliser late on, Bohs would have been kicking themselves given that the chances that they created to put this game to bed before the latter stage.
For sure, when you have two man advantage. I mean, in the first half they controlled possession very well when it was 11v11 and was 11v10. But then they got to a situation where they had two extra men. These are opportunities just after half time where they were playing well and controlling the ball 11v10. The void midfield area was running the game more or less with Adam MacDonald in there, and you know they had we've seen a repeat of that chance again. James Clark, no, not really a centre forward, not a centre forward at all, missing chances. Here he gets a spin, looks like something's going to happen out of it, but it just kind of fizzles out a bit in the end. But at 11v10, everybody knew you needed to get the second goal to kill a team off, and when you don't get it, there's always a chance something can happen. That was a chance for them to get the second goal. This was a lovely move. Brilliant shot, good save with the goalkeeper, and Cairns did do well to keep them out. But when you don't get the second goal, there's always an edginess comes in. But in fairness, the Shells did well when they were down to 9. I thought it was a harsh one. We'll have a look at it. The second red.
The Rennie revolution continues. Bohemians manager Alan Reynolds is standing by with Bernard O'Toole.
Alan, happy man?
Yeah, delighted with 3 points, massive 3 points for us. I suppose the game changed, it's ending off. It was tight, really tight. Ross Tierney could have scored one off the line. Then we go ahead with the penalty. It's a massive decision, isn't it? Really swings the game in our favour. Scored a penalty in it. They have to come out a little bit as well, but delighted.
So much to unpack, I suppose, in that. Just on the penalty incident, what did you make of the penalty and I suppose the red card as well? Look, it's hard to see from where I was. Dayle gets on the other side of him. It's a tough, if you're getting a penalty and it's ending off, I think it's a tough one, but look, it is what it is. What was the message at half time? Because like you said, they're down to 10 men. You're 1-0 to the good. Well, the message was to keep moving them side to side, which we done for, I would say, 40 minutes of the second half. Keep moving, shifting them. Dawson get loads of time and room to play in there, which we did. Be more clinical, take chances. But when you don't put it to bed, I suppose you always pressure right at the end, and they gamble and we ride our luck a bit. Second red card, Ali Coote again. What was your own take on that? I actually didn't see the first one he was booked for. I don't know if it was diving. Look, I'm not sure on that. I'm not worried about it. I'm just concerned about us, and fantastic group of players and great 3 points. Great 3 points, as you said, but coming towards the finish, they're down to 9 men. It was still nervy enough right till the end. Yeah, look, come here, this team has come a long way, and to get edgy, they need to get used to getting across the finishing line and be more composed and controlled in it. So, but we'll work on it and we'll improve. But look, it's all about the 3 points. A very different kind of 3 points tonight, but 6 wins in 7 now. I know I asked you this pre-match, but what do you put this down to? What do I put it down to? I just put it down to a good group of players who work extremely hard and staff are excellent. So, that's it. There's no magic formula. Damien Park absolutely buzzing this evening. Yeah, look, I didn't think it was a brilliant game. It was cagey, I would have thought. But look, the fans have been brilliant and delighted there at the end. I know what you're going to probably say to me on this question, but you've beaten Shamrock Rovers twice. You've beaten the defending champions this evening. You've beaten Pats as well. They're all title contenders. Just what can be achieved with this group? Yeah, we've also been beaten by the ones at the other end of the table. So we need to turn up every week. That's what it tells me. That's it. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I'm
going to ask you on the question that Alan Reynolds dodged there. They're 2 points off top now in third. Can Bohemians win this title?
I don't know. Anyone can win it probably at this stage. No, I think it'd be a bit too much for them. But you have to give himself huge credit for what he's done there to kind of turn this around. Listen, 2-0 down against Shamrock Rovers on Easter Monday, and since then they end up going on to win that match and win 6 out of 7 and just climb right up that table. just an incredible turnaround, you know. And obviously he's a really good manager. He's always been very highly thought of within Irish football. And he's obviously very, very good at putting a strong belief into his group of players, and they've definitely returned that bit of faith in him.
I think they have a chance, Tommy, because the likes of Shamrock Rovers, who are obviously on a good roll, we'll have a look at them later. The likes of Rovers, Pat Strada, all having to play the European games. When that comes into the picture, it can affect them as well. It's tough going, even when they get a week off for the first round of the European thing, but they don't get it all the time, and it catches up on them. So I think they're in with a shout now in the form they're in, and the whole momentum that's going with them and the enthusiasm. So they've got themselves into it without having a draw yet. 9 wins, 7 losses. It's a strange set of results.
And you know, he was far from flavour of the month six weeks ago. I know Bohs fans are loving life now, but did they get it wrong about him in terms of the feeling that was around that club when things weren't going so good?
Look, supporters always get jumpy when the results are not right. You need to have a lot of credit in the bank for the supporters not giving out about you. Even, I've heard some people, Shamrock Rovers supporters, giving out about Stephen Bradley early this season and in previous seasons. Ridiculous stuff. And Alan Reynolds was only getting a chance to get some of his own type of players in this season. He inherited a lot of the players when he got the job last year. So he was only putting a bit of a stamp on it. He needed to get a few breaks. Yeah. They weren't getting breaks early on. They weren't playing well. There was the games they were well beaten in. But he's got it rolling now, and they're doing really well, and I'm glad for him.
Having said all that, again, Eoin, we'll look at the sort of what Shelbourne were able to do, despite being a man down for most of the game and then down to 9 men in the latter stages of the game. Just talk to us about from their point of view. I think coming into this game, only Waterford had scored fewer goals than them. It just feels that when they go behind in games, Shelbourne, that their life is kind of hard for them at the moment. Yeah,
you could say that, but you have to give them huge credit for how they came out that second half. That opening 5-10 minutes, they were really at it. Meepo was excellent up front. His hold-up play was great. He done great just before that with a great layoff to McEnroy, and he was probably unfortunate that he's left foot. He didn't let it go across his body and take the shot off with his right foot. But yeah, they were very good at just keeping the ball alive, and they got it into the final third. And them rare moments they got up there. How they ended the game though, the last 5 or 6 minutes with 9 men was excellent. Damien Duff, I'm sure, when he does talk to the lads tomorrow morning or whatever, he'll be very proud of that performance, considering he'll definitely feel that he's been done over there by that decision, especially for that second that red card. But yeah, how he ended that game, excellent.
Let's just quickly touch on some of those decisions from Rob Harvey, Brian, because it ended up that Coote got sent off for simulation, for diving, as they say. Harvey had gone after Harry Wood for the same thing in the first half, so obviously had it in his mind that it was something that he was hot on tonight.
That he wanted.
What did you think of these calls?
I didn't think this was a dive. I think there was a challenge on him, and he fell. I mean, he was hoping to get a free kick or a penalty in the instant, and he's saying no, it wasn't. I agree with the player. I think the referee got that one wrong, that he was looking at. That's a definite foul and a definite yellow card. Ali Coote, little bit of frustration, not much happening for him, not getting a start, the matches getting on, and here we see the big incident here now. And was he not fouled here? If we see a tighter replay on it, we might. I thought Ross Tierney caught his foot. I didn't think it was a clear-cut dive at all. And
you've been the defender of the divers in this league on nights past. So what's your take on that?
Listen, there's contact on the body in both situations there with Wood and Coote. As long as there's contact, it's not a dive. A dive is if there's no contact. I think they're really, really harshly done by there. A few weeks ago, I think King Kavanagh got sent off for having a shot for Sligo, we kind of talked about referees before. They just need to be consistent to get these big calls right.
Just a word on the absence of Damien Duff tonight. We saw Dave McAllister given his marching orders as well. Do you feel it had an impact on Shelbourne this evening, and just the general feel of the team?
I mean, he has an impact on the touchline. He's so lively, he's moving, he's on the go all the time, he's pointing to players where to go. He sees things before the players see them. Maybe Joey O'Brien does too, but Joey hasn't got that practice of making those instant kind of impact decisions to tell players where to be. And he affects everyone. He affects the referee, but there's no fun in being suspended and sitting out watching the match and watching your team lose. I was through it in the odd day. I never did anything very bad to end up in the stand. I don't know why I ever did, but it's not nice, and it's very, very frustrating.
Butter wouldn't melt.
My mouth or Damien's mouth. But you do learn from it, and you have to learn from it, because there isn't nice and you can't help your team, and you're frustrated.
Frustrating night for Damien Duff. And bad news on the poll as well. As you can see, according to our knowledgeable League of Ireland fan, it seems like Bohs are the bigger club. That's just about, though, on the stats. That's just their opinion, okay. Time for a quick break. When we come back, a roundup from around the grounds tonight. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we've got 2 rounds of Formula E motor racing action to bring you over the weekend with a Tokyo doubleheader across Saturday and Sunday. Early start for both of those on Virgin Media. More horse racing action later on in the evening. It's the Preakness Stakes live on Virgin Media 2 from 11 o'clock at night. Right, let us get back to the football and tonight's League of Ireland Premier Division action. We're going to round up all the goals now. I'm going to check in with the Connacht Derby for starters. In this one, bottom of the table, Sligo, where the visitors to Galway, who'd slipped down to third bottom after 3 defeats on the bounce in recent weeks. And it was the visitors, Sligo, who got the breakthrough after 68 minutes. Matty Wolfe, with the assist, setting up Reece Hutchinson to score his 3rd goal this season. That is how it finished, which is a huge, huge result for Sligo if they are to avoid the drop. Just their 3rd win of the season. Next to Richmond Park, St. Pat's, after back-to-back defeats, took on Cork City, were under caretaker management of Liam Carney and Greg Yelverton, but Pats went in front in the 14th minute. Mason Melia there, 2 goals in 2 games from him there. The visitors grabbed an equaliser in the 56th minute. Charlie Lyons, another corner, getting on the end of Evan McLaughlin's corner there to make it 1-1. Cork then awarded a penalty in the 76th minute. Alamin Kazim penalised for a handball in the box. Johnny Maguire, in his 2nd game back since returning from injury, stepping up, slotting it past Joseph Anang. So Pat's facing a first home defeat of the season, it seemed, but Zach El-Bezedi was the hero. He got a late equaliser for the home side, getting on the end of Simon Power's cross to make it 2-2. And this is the league of late drama, because Pats were not done there. 5th minute of injury time. El-Bezedi involved again, but Jamie Lennon with a lovely setup and finish to give Stephen Kenny's men all 3 points there. Now to the RSC next. Waterford in flying form with 4 wins on the bounce ahead of the visit of league leaders Shamrock Rovers. And who else but Podge Ammond with a wonderful header to give Waterford the lead in the 10th minute. Rovers, though, level it up in the 25th minute. Rory Gaffney with the neat finish to make it 1-1, set up by Aaron Green. 2 men in fine form. Gaffney's 3rd in 4 games. The Tala side then took the lead in the 76th minute. One of their younger squad members, Michael Noonan, took full advantage of a howler of a pass from Stephen McMullen in goal. Keeper nearly got there, not quite enough. And then late on, Graham Burke doubled the visitors' lead in the 93rd minute, securing the victory for the league leaders. Waterford 1, Shamrock Rovers 3, the final score at the RSC. Last up then is Sullivan and Lamb Park. 3rd place Drogheda taking on 2nd place Derry City coming into tonight. Drogheda breaking the deadlock in the 41st minute. Elisha Ahui with the header to give his side a 1-0 lead at the break. But Dom Thomas rescuing a point for Derry in the 90th minute with a shot from outside the box. 1-1 the final score. Was there a deflection? No, I think there was, yeah. Confirmation then of all tonight's results. Big win for Bohs against 9-man Shelbourne. Derry coming from behind to keep their good recent form going with the draw. Drogheda, big win for Sligo. It's 4 defeats on the bounce for Galway. Big late goal that, wasn't it, from Jamie Lennon to give Pats the win at home to Cork City, and Waterford beaten at home by the league leaders Shamrock Rovers. Here's what it all means for the Premier Division table, and it means that Rovers, they're clear now. They've opened up a gap, 2 points clear. of Derry City in second. Bohemians at one stage in the first half, by the way. Bohemians, who we were asking about 6 weeks ago, could they be relegated? Now we're asking, could they be in the title race? Because they were top of the league at one stage in the first half with the results elsewhere. But they sit second, just 2 points. They sit third, rather, just 2 points behind Derry City. Shelbourne down in sixth, where they started the evening. We will talk about tonight's other matches shortly. Back to our live game tonight, though. We can hear from Shell's assistant manager, Joey O'Brien, who was standing in for the suspended Damien Duff. He's with Bernard O'Toole.
Joey, understandably not the result you wanted. Your reaction to that?
Listen, disappointing. Obviously, to lose the game. Didn't think there was a lot in it to start, and then obviously a massive turning point in the game. Obviously, the sending off and the penalty. But we stuck out of it. The lads really stuck out of it, I thought. Stead in the game, really had a couple of chances, obviously. And then, listen, probably when we were going with the rattle, the other sending off is a massive talking point for me, And it's okay. He's obviously got it wrong, I think, because in the first half it was similar one on Tierney, I think, and he didn't give a dive because he said there was contact. Whether it's a penalty or not, I don't know, but there was definitely contact there. I don't think it's a second yellow.
So I suppose plenty to talk about. You touched on the second one there, but I suppose just go back to the first half first. Did you feel it was a penalty and did you feel it was a red for Mark? I suppose there's two questions there, really.
Yeah, look, I think we settled well. I suppose from a game point of view, we was working well. We were getting a bit of possession. Listen, Mark's made a mistake. He's been brilliant for us, and he knows himself. Obviously, then after that, it's a penalty. I suppose the rule, he didn't make a genuine attempt probably to win the ball, so probably is a right decision on that. But I thought the lads stuck at it, and really dug in and played well really for the majority of the game.
Yeah, tough night from Shelbourne's point of view. So let's round it up, Eoin. And I suppose the big story really is that Shamrock Rovers 2 points clear of the pack now.
Yeah, they're starting to kick into gear now. This is a lot earlier than what we've kind of seen from them in recent seasons, which is very promising for Stephen Bradley on this side. I've no doubt he's going to go into the window as well and strengthen this squad, especially with these European games coming up. Monday's huge. The four teams that are in Europe play against each other on Monday as well. So,
yeah, Shels, Drogheda and Rovers and Pats, isn't it?
So they're big games now come Monday.
And you look at Rovers, Gaffney and Green involved in their first goal. Noonan comes off the bench and scores. Burke comes off the bench and scores the third. Burke set up by Josh Honohan, who's been called into the Ireland squad this week, Brian. That paints a picture of a very powerful arsenal of talent that they have now, Rovers.
Yeah, and I think one of the key things has really been the form of Graham Burke, but Jack Bourne in particular. He's been back to his best. He seems to be fit again. He's been able to play games in a row. I don't know what his impact was tonight, but in recent weeks he's been absolutely top form, back to the type of form that got him into the Irish squad a while back. But I think that the fact that Rovers have got a little bit of a lead is obviously, it's worrying for everybody else. I think from a Shelbourne point of view, they're now 7 points behind Shamrock Rovers. It's a lot of ground to make up. And it's not just that they're 7 points behind. There's a lot of teams between where they are and Shamrock Rovers.
Can't let you go, Brian, without a quick word on Pats, who came into this losing 3 of 4. Looked like they were heading for another one tonight. My goodness. Different. You're smiling now, aren't you?
Yeah, well, look, it was an important night for them, but I think a more important night now on Monday where they have to play Shamrock Rovers. I have a reunion tomorrow, Tommy, of a gang of fellas in 89, 90 who knew how to win a league, who knew how to win matches in extra time or to win a match when they were hanging on 1-0. And this team has to learn that. They've lost too many matches late in games, but tonight they turned it round, so it was a big night for them.
Any of those lads able to do a job for the rest of the season?
I'll tell you after tomorrow night, but I think they're all...
Not after tomorrow night, anyway.
I think they're all in very good nicks, so I might put in the word for them.
Thanks to Brian and Eoin for their insight and analysis tonight. Up to third in the table, and those bragging rights secured for Bohs as they shocked Shells. Bye for now.